Hey, what's up? It's Symphony here. Subscribe to my brother Mr. Creepy as Hell channel, and when you're watching his videos, make sure you stay in one piece.
It never gets easy losing a child, and every time anniversaries or birthdays come up, I think about my son. I think about him all the time, and as I'm recording this story, today would have been his 6th birthday. I'm heartbroken that he got taken away from us, but how he got taken away is something that frightens me and scares me, and it really leaves a very sinking feeling in my heart. A piece of my heart is forever broken. It can never recover. My name is Lawrence, and this is what happened. It happened 2 years ago. My son was 4 years old. I was taking him to preschool. I made a right turn to take us on a back way road to get to his school. Before getting to his school, there's a wooded area that I always have to pass by to get to my son's preschool. But on that day, my car happened to just stop on me. I made sure that my son was strapped up in his booster seat, and I got out of the car to check. I discovered that my car battery was dead, so I immediately pulled out my phone to call roadside service so they can replace the battery quickly. I looked up from the hood of my car, looked at my son. He was smiling, but I felt bad that I couldn't take him to preschool because his school was about another 15 minutes away, and there was no way we were going to walk on foot. I called his school to let him know that he wasn't going to likely make it, or that he would be a little bit more later than usual. I also called my job to let them know that I was going to be running late to work because my car battery was dead. Luckily, my boss understood, and he told me to come in whenever I can, and I told him that I'd be there. After that, I closed the trunk of my car, and I was about to get inside my car and wait with my son, and when I looked, I was in shock. My son's side of the door was open, and I looked inside of his booster seat, and he was gone. This was really confusing because I didn't hear the car door open. I would have immediately saw if my son had gotten out, but there was no way he possibly could have gotten out. He was buckled in, and he couldn't reach the door to open it to get out. I called out for my son, but I didn't get no response. I tried to think where he could have ran at, and that's when I saw his shoe. It was near the forest. It indicated that he must have ran in the forest, or something happened that led him to there, or he may have went there, maybe not by his own, maybe by force, or someone could have carried him there. I didn't waste no time. I called the police and I told them that my son went missing, that I think that someone may have kidnapped him when I was looking in my trunk. After I told them about what happened, they told me that officers will arrive in about 10 minutes. But I felt really guilty. I should have kept an eye on my son. It was my fault. Something happened to him. I looked everywhere. I looked inside the forest. I couldn't find him. I called out for his name, and I couldn't find him anywhere. I was looking everywhere until I spotted something. I spotted someone dressed up in a black robe. They had on a mask. It was a Japanese demon mask. And what I saw next made me feel sick to my stomach. They were holding my son. "Hey, that's my son you have there. Give him back right now," I said to the person as I was running in their direction. Oddly, they didn't run. They just stood there as they were holding my son as he was unconscious. I tried to grab my son, and then more of those people who were dressed up in a black cloak and had on a Japanese devil mask. They got me. They held me down, and then another one of them came at me and blew some black powder on me. The last thing I remember was me falling down to the ground. I woke up in a paramedic's van, and I had 2 workers standing over me. I opened my eyes, and I looked around, and that's when I called out for my son. My son, My son went missing. Y'all gotta help me find him. Sir, you gotta calm down. The officers are looking for your son. They're working hard to find him, one of the EMTs told me. But I also told them a new information that I didn't tell the 911 operator before. I told them about the person dressed up in a black cloak wearing a Japanese demon mask. One of the EMTs called an officer over there, and I told them about what I saw. The officer relayed the message to his fellow officers, and they looked everywhere for a person dressed up in a black cloak wearing a demon Japanese mask. But 3 weeks had passed, and they couldn't find my son. A year had passed, and they couldn't find him. It's been a year and a half since then, and they have not found my son. I don't know if he's alive or dead. Matter of fact, if he's dead, it may be best for him. I know that may sound harsh, but if he's alive, those people, they may be torturing him. And wherever they are, they made sure that no one can find them. Every day my heart breaks for my son. I feel guilty because I should have just watched him and not worry about the battery in my car. And now he's gone. Whoever the person out there that took my son, just know I haven't given up. I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna make you regret ever taking my son away from me.